automatically admitted as members of the NBA. We feel that the Constitution has given us the opportunity and the right to decide whether to remain in the NBA or not.
Okay.
While we choose to remain as members of the NBA, we remain members of the Nigerian Bar. While we choose to opt out, we still remain members of the Nigerian Bar.
Now, Barrister Ibrahim, I have a copy of the NBA Constitution right here.
Yes, sir.
And it says, Section 4, I believe, membership. There are two kinds of membership: full membership and honorary membership.
Honorary membership.
Yes. Now, the full membership states, and I'm reading now, a full member of the association shall be any person duly enrolled at the Supreme Court of Nigeria as a legal practitioner and registered with a branch of the association.
Yes.
So this means if you're with the bar, you're automatically with the NBA.
Yes, that is why we are saying, we are not saying that there is no automatic membership for any lawyer, but what we are saying is that the Constitution has given every lawyer, not only lawyer, but any citizen of Nigeria, the right to decide to remain in an association or go out. The fact that you are automatically admitted doesn't mean that you must remain forever. The Constitution clearly gives that right. We are all joining associations in order to protect our interests. Once our interests are not being protected, or once the association dwells from its noble objectives that inform its creation in the first place, then definitely the Constitution has given members right to decide to form an association that will work for them, that will protect their interests, and that will promote rule of law as lawyers. Because any lawyer that decided to read law in the first place has actually decided to work for the rule of law. And if the rule of law is something that is said to be promoted by the NBA, but in practice we are having challenges here and there over the years, and nobody is saying anything, nobody is ready to retrace, then definitely there should be room for members who feel that the NBA has trailed from the track to form an association that will work for the rule of law and that will protect their interest and that will ensure justice and equity in the country.
Okay.
But yes.
You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to dispel this assertion that it is an association, the new NBA is an association of northern lawyers. It is not. That is a wrong impression. And then there is another assertion that is saying that it's an association for the Muslim lawyers. It's not true. We have Mulan, we have religious associations of lawyers. We have the class one, we have that is for the Christian, we have Mulan for the Muslims. But this one is an association for every Nigerian lawyer who feels that the NBA is not working, and that who feels that the NBA has drilled from its noble objectives that inform its creation in the first place.
Okay.
So we have membership coaches across all the country.
Now, at this time, Barrister Ibrahim, how many members does the new NBA have?
Yes, at this time we can only give an estimate because every now and then we have new members. We have people who have been calling across the country to identify with us and to support our cause. And so we can just say that at the moment, at least we have more than 1,000 membership. But the process is an ongoing process. We cannot at the moment give any exact figure as to the membership.
And of the 1,000, how many lawyers are from the north?
You see, at the moment, just like I said, we are still working on the issue of membership and how people can join, and then even the structure of the association and its organs. We are still discussing on that. We have not yet come to any conclusion as to how those things are done. So I will not be able to give you figures as to how many lawyers are from this part and how many lawyers are from that part of the country. But all we know that our membership so far cuts across all parts of the federation.
All right. Now, this made headlines not just because the new NBA broke out of NBA, but because it is believed that it is connected to el-Rufai. Tell us how this is connected to the governor of Kaduna State.
Yes, it's one of those false assertions that are being peddled around, but the truth is that it has nothing to do with el-Rufai. El-Rufai's name only feature in our discussion when we are citing one of the few examples where the NBA has promoted injustice as against justice. And one of the few cases where it has failed to observe the principles of fair hearing as enshrined in the Constitution, which is a cardinal principle of rule of law, cardinal principle of natural justice. So el-Rufai's name features only in one of those examples, but it has nothing to do with el-Rufai. El-Rufai is not our member, and he doesn't sponsor any of our activities. In fact, el-Rufai does not know most of our members so far. Probably he knows more members in the old NBA than the ones he knows in the new NBA.
Okay, but let's get your thoughts. I'm sure you're speaking for the new NBA. What is their stand on the withdrawal of the information to el-Rufai?
Yes, our own stand is that we are out to see that justice is promoted in practical terms, not just on the paper. So any decision that appears to be unjust against anybody in the country, definitely we will kick against it. So, as at the time when el-Rufai was disinvited, we did not make any declaration as to the forming of the new NBA, even though work has been in progress ever since. So we cannot say that we have any position on that. But generally speaking, as long as the general public sees this as an unjust decision, then definitely our own position is that it was unjust, and the NBA failed to observe what we call principles of natural justice, because we have also seen the petition that was written against His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, which he ought to be given the opportunity. In fact, NBA being the annual conference, being a conference of lawyers who have given the governor and the whole country to see and to test him as to whether or not the allegations are true or not. But we saw that he was just ungraciously turned down and disinvited in a very unjust manner, very unfair manner that no lawyer worth his salt will ever support.
Well, I totally understand where you're coming from. However, there are many other examples with the NBA to draw from. In 2008, the NBA withdrew the invitation to the then chairman of INEC, Professor Maurice Iwu, over his alleged poor handling of the country's election in 2007. And there was no demonstration. There was no breaking out of any sort. There was no stating that he did not have the opportunity to state his side. So the fact that the rules are different for this one, it kind of raises eyebrows.
No, I don't really know the reason for disinviting Maurice Iwu at that time. But in this time, we know that there is a written petition by some lawyers who we know that they are long-term foes of the governor. We know the problem between el-Rufai and the lawyer that spearheaded that petition, that is Odin Kalu. I don't know whether there was any written petition against Maurice Iwu then, but if there was, then definitely the NBA ought to have listened to him and then maybe give him the opportunity to dispel the allegations against him in the petition. So in this case, there was a written petition containing weighty allegations against the governor, and then some of them even border on the crisis in the state, which have assumed sectional and ethnic dimension. But he was not given the opportunity to respond to that, whether in writing or in person. So we expected that the NBA would have maybe written him in the first place so that he responds the writing before it will consider his own response vis-a-vis the allegations against him, and then finally decide. But it failed to do so, and simply went ahead and disinvited him without hearing from him. And every lawyer knows that as a cardinal principle of fair hearing, we have what we call the ultra partem, a Latin maxim, that all parties must be heard, and especially that the petition contains criminal allegations against the governor.
Well, for both cases, Maurice Iwu and el-Rufai, the reasons were clearly stated. For el-Rufai, the claim is disrespect for court orders, insecurity, and absence of rule of law in the state. For Maurice Iwu, I stated earlier, poor handling of the country's general elections in 2007. So in both cases, there was a clear statement of the reason why the invitation was withdrawn, whether or not there was a petition.
Definitely. If Maurice Iwo was to be invited, even now in the manner that el-Rufai was disinvited, I think our position wouldn't have changed. And not only el-Rufai, even if it was Wike that was disinvited in such a manner, after a written petition, he was not given the opportunity to respond. Definitely, we will have objected, because as lawyers, we know that no matter how weighty allegations are against the person must be heard. That is a principle of natural justice, and a lawyer or the law profession should not be seen not to be protecting that right.
All right. Now, one of the other lines of defense which was used was, Wike still has his invitation. The former president, Olusegun, still has his invitation, and they withdrew that of el-Rufai. How would you respond to that?
Yes, definitely. We do not know the yardstick that the Nigerian Bar applied, but from the steps taken afterward by the then president of the Nigerian Bar Association, that's Paul Osoro, SAN, by sending an apology to the Governors Forum, we believe that politics was involved, and then also sending or demanding from the from the Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria to provide a substitute. That to that extent, we can infer that there was also a religious undertone to it. We want to believe that as lawyers, we should not allow religion, tribalism, or ethnicity to cloud our decisions. So I don't want to speculate, but actually we don't know the basis that the NEC actually decided to disinvite el-Rufai and leave the others. But in any case, we have seen the views as expressed by members of the All NBA, including those who, some of those who attended the NEC meeting. Unfortunately, some of them suggested that they are not recognized, even when they wanted to argue, and that the governor be allowed to come and defend himself.
All right, Barrister Ibrahim. Now, you said there were other reasons. It wasn't just el-Rufai and other things that you were not, the new NBA were not satisfied with some of the conduct of the NBA. What are some of these other reasons that you were dissatisfied with?
Yes, generally speaking, just like I said, as a professional body of lawyers in Nigeria, I want to believe that the NBA has a great role to play towards ensuring peace and harmony in the society, and towards ensuring that the country is being run as a country under the rule of law. But we have recently seen that several events, unfortunate ones, that have been happening, but you hardly see any statement coming from the Nigerian Bar Association. They only, sometimes you only see strong statements coming from them when it involves some issues of interest to them. In any case, I wouldn't want to just continue, attacking the people that have been manning the NBA. But,
yes, we understand, but I would like specifically, you said several events. We would like to know in specific terms, what events, at what year, what time did something happen that the NBA did not respond as they should have?
Yes, I want to believe that you, as a journalist, will also recognize the fact that some of these things are things that happen on a daily basis, and which needs the NBA to speak up on behalf of the ordinary man and on behalf of the country at times. But you see the NBA for dragging and in cases even keeping mute. But some of the things, our major concern is, how majority of lawyers in Nigeria now believe that the NBA is not working for them. Okay. First of all, as a professional body of lawyers, we believe that the NBA should have as a priority, the protection of its own members, as that is their interest. But over the years, we have seen that it has been hijacked by some interest, and they only do what they want. and nobody can talk. And if you talk, sometimes they go after you. So you may just wish to probably sample the opinions of lawyers across the country as to whether or not the NBA is working. I do not want to go into details because we are still at planning stage. I will not want to say things that will jeopardize some of our, plans.
Okay, well, in that case, how exactly has the NBA offended you personally? Because you're a lawyer, and you are at the forefront of this new NBA. So we can't speak to other lawyers, but I'm having this interview with you.
Yes.
How did it affect you personally? That it touched you to the point where you thought, you know what, we have to get out of here.
You see, as far as we are concerned in the new NBA, the battle is not a personal battle. The struggle is not a personal struggle. But it has affected our members, in almost the same way, to the extent that they are being, treated like other people who have no voice, like other people who cannot talk when they are not satisfied with certain decisions. And then you can also see that, like myself, just although I said I don't want to delve into personal issues, like myself, I was groomed up by a chairman of the All-NBA then some years back in his office, and I have seen how NBA is being run, and I want to tell you that probably from that time I became a disgruntled member of the bar, because I was trained in the law school to look at things from the perspective of the rule of law, and in every association there should be democracy, and there should be a mechanism for carrying dissenting views or minority views. But in the NBA, I'm afraid to say that that has been lacking over the years, and so certain people have just hijacked the affairs of the bar, of the NBA, and then they have been trying to exercise absolute monopoly to the extent that anybody that attempts to go out of the NBA, they try to blackmail him and intimidate him to, jettison the idea. But in our own case, we are determined, and we will see, by God's grace, to the formation of an alternative body, so that at the end of the day, if any lawyer feels that his interest is not carried along, then he should be able to decide which of the bar associations he can join.
All right, Barrister Ibrahim, have you explored internal options for resolving this issue before choosing to break away? Because your constitution, section 16, I believe, states, aggrieved members shall resort to the Dispute Resolution Committee, provided that such complaint of a member shall be decided by the committee within 60 days of receipt of the complaint. And I'm reading the laws on which the NBA was formed. So have you explored the dispute resolution option within the NBA?
I will say that, this effort, I told you, just like I told you, is not an effort that just started yesterday. It has been an ongoing process, and several efforts have been put in place, not only us. In fact, some of the people that nurtured this idea at the beginning are no longer alive, probably, and then some are still alive, but they have had to jettison the idea. But just like I said, it is an ongoing process, and if today anybody wants to talk to us to hear why we are breaking away, definitely we are open to whatever type of engagement, whether or not you agree to what is being proposed will depend on what is being on the table, and whether or not the All NBA is ready to go back to its days of glory.
All right, so what will this new NBA bring that the old NBA lacks? What's going to be fresh on the table?
Yes, just like I said, the fresh. What is going to be fresh on the table is the fact that the rule of law that is to be promoted by the new NBA will center on the cardinal principles of the rule of law, which have to do with promoting fundamental rights as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution and even international statutes. And then also issues of equality, issues of justice. By God's grace, we are going to do our best to see that they are being, practiced, not only put on paper. Yes.
All right, Barrister Ibrahim, is there any other thing you'd like to add?
Yes, at the moment, I just want to call on the general public to be more concerned about the unity of this country and not to be making comments that are not factual. All these people peddling rumors around that the new NBA is a sectional association or is representing a particular religion are not true, and we want the public to disregard all this. We want anybody that wants to hold us to account to what we have said by ourselves or what he has seen us written, but not to go around and be peddling rumors that have no basis, that have not come from us.
Okay.
We know that definitely we will encounter this type of challenges, especially that there are people that will not relent in ensuring that the idea dies.
Okay.
So in any case, I think that is our own call to the Nigerian public,
all right,
to the members of the Nigerian Bar. I did not say the Nigerian Association, Bar Association. Calling on the members of the Nigerian Bar to identify with us, to come and join the trend. It has come by God's grace to stay. And we have nothing against the legal profession. We have nothing against the organs in the legal profession. But definitely we have something against the Nigerian Bar Association.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Barrister Ibrahim, for your time. I'm sure we'll have other opportunities to speak. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
All right. So you've heard from one of the conveners of the new NBA stating why they have what they have now, and also clearing, the air, stating it's not religious, it's not ethnic, it's just a group of lawyers who are dissatisfied with the running of the NBA. The headline news happens now, and after that, you tell me what you think about this particular situation. Don't go anywhere.